Greetings, thank you for joining us tonight's broadcast. Alright, hopefully you're getting notifications. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, so. Well, here we are. Anyway, it's Memorial Day. I hear fireworks or something's going on out here, so, we start 4th of July a lot sooner here in May. So, alright, greetings. We're going to do SpaceX. Go into that a little bit. Maybe I'll channel their vibrations. We'll see. Or I was going to do. I just remembered, but I was going to do Space Force channel. That might do that first. We'll see. Going to Star Trek a little bit because we're kind of going into that idea systems. A lot of Trekkies out there that are more connected to that reality than they might realize. Of course, there's Star Wars too, but we'll go with Star Trek right now. Always I'll show you some of my connections, what I've been feeling from it, and others might feel like they have maybe a connection to a character or something like that. And we're gonna go into the trillionth dimension. Should be might as well, right? Going to the millionth dimension, the trillionth dimension. And I get from the trillionth dimension, obviously all those have been channeled, thousandth, millionth. They're all observers of this reality that have been coming through. But obviously there's so many other beings out there. There's a lot of stuff, but some can bring drama in. Some are just bringing observations. Some might bring in who knows what. More power to you on that. If you want to channel insanity, go right ahead. It's all yours. We're just opening up the realm for that. For create your own reality. How about that? Okay, this is the space. Yeah, you hear that? It's like it's already 4th of July. All right, so the weather's kind of screwed up here right now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be like that. It's on Wednesday, so they're gonna take people up, up to the space, whatever that is, the space International Space Station, and do a manual connecting to it manually. So that's going to be well, I think we have enough ads on this page anyway. Alright, we're going to skip that. So that's pretty cool. So we'll see if anything comes in on that. So I've been picking up that I have lifetime connection with Picard, like on the ship. Picard's the captain, and we did a channeling with Retro about me being part of a away team that goes down and checks out the planets and things like that. I believe also I got graduated eventually into captain direction, but I feel like I was more older, like these guys. And it was similar to that, but also I feel like he stole a lot of technologies from we did a lot of stuff that was illegal, let's put it that way. To make the ship faster, cloak it, whatever it might be, stuff that we weren't really supposed to do, so. Apparently we got away with it from what I could feel, but it's all about survival, right? So at least that's what I can connect with on that. Similar to what you see anyway, it's just a bunch of old people basically. So this is anyone that's new to all of this, it's ivantor.com. Our private sessions. I'm not sure if I need to change all. Alright, scheduler, we're gonna have a channel. If you dare, Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. The shop, I forget, I'm like 10 days or 11 days, I can't remember. I think I'm on the 17th or 16th of May for some people. Same situation. I have a new system here. As you can see, I sell flowers and stuff like that. I gotta change all that. Anyway, I'm experimenting one thing at a time. Social network. And the Rabbit, if you need entertainment. Another new one's coming up shortly. Thank you for support. Welcome to the demonetized land of the insane. So I'm still on, still here. There's another channel, With the Veil. A bigger channel by far. I do news, and they were demonetized a long time ago, and they're still operating. Of course, he doesn't Because all the censorship a year, I think it was a year ago or 6 months ago, he stopped uploading, but that's only because he does news. That's about ISIS and stuff like that. So, 1 second, I'll sneeze. It's a lot of wind here. Yeah, the weather's pretty cool actually. It'd be nice to go somewhere, but you can't really do that. So, anyway, I went somewhere last year. That's all that matters. Okay, yeah, probably around the July time, I can start going somewhere different than here. But we'll see. Maybe July, maybe August. I'm thinking July when I let it out of the chicken coop. We'll see. So, it's not that important. Alright, we can do some connections and we'll see how screwed up we can get here. Positive intentions, of course. Let's see here. Let's see what I want to connect with first. I'm thinking. Alright, we'll just might just go to the trillionth dimension and just go from there. So, alright, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. Yes, this is the trillionth dimension. We're happy to see you all. Yes, we're not normally used to being connected to like this. Your SpaceX is just a new invention of your society. Basically, your DNA is connected to SpaceX. Basically, an extension of your consciousness, as you can see. As you go more outside into your space, you become space. You become the planets, become the stars, you become the moon, the sun. You become more of it because you're closer to it. And you are healing your fears. Yes, the launch will be fine. As many launches will be positive. There will be some negative ones for various reasons as part of your Earth's lessons. But you will advance beyond that. It'll become similar to your planes that are flying all over the place across your planet. Very safe. But there's going to have to be warning steps to get there. And yes, it will be very fast. It'll be like the Concorde. You're there in no time. But you are lifting up away from this planetary thinking process. This is why you're going more into space on a public level. Means that you're ready. Means you're ready to crawl out of your. You're ready to learn how to walk. Let's put it that way. And society is going to tear itself apart in some ways. Not entirely. It's going to heal its fear. Is what's happening here. So our connection to your planet or your dimension. First off, many of our reality doesn't even know your dimension even exists or even cares. It's like, it's not that significant. As many of you find many things on your world not that significant. Like your insects, many don't find them very significant. Not that we see you like that, but we realize that everything, basically your planet is like a molecule of ours. You are the DNA of our existence. You're the DNA of many species. Your consciousness gives life to other worlds that you're not fully aware of. You're transforming your universe as you speak. It is expanding because you have more to learn here. And this world is nowhere near going into your new Earth. It is diving into it. Some want to jump before they're ready to, before they have a parachute. Many are doing that New Earth speech pattern of they're ready to go for it, but they don't really know who the hell they are. It just sounds fancy. Fancy words, fancy groups, fancy everything. We understand that's part of your process of learning. Trust me, we have our own problems in our reality. As yes, in our reality, we can resurrect souls. We can bring them back to life, as some do get destroyed. Now, do you feel safe in our reality is another thing, because you can get lost quite easily. Because you might go to our dimension, but you might not come out the same. As with your world, in our reality is actually much more dense. So it's good to know yourself well. And many feel like they do, but that's what you're here to learn from this reality. Comfort with who you are. At least those that are being negative, at least you can own it. And many do. And those that are being positive, they can own that too. Instead of being a preacher trying to sell goodness to everyone, do good to yourself, do good to others, and not worry about the rest of the world. They'll figure it out eventually. It is good to preach goodness to others, to a degree. Some sell it, put a price tag on it, as you can see. In our reality, realize you can combine souls. Let's think of some of the fractal energies of each other, spirit guide vibrations. At the higher dimensions, we don't necessarily need spirit guide vibrations. We are spirit guides to your world, though. And as we're very headstrong, and sometimes nobody wants to talk to us because we're just kind of a pain in the ass. Some of those that are stubborn feel like they think they know everything and all because they came from reality where they did know everything. Another your world, they can't think straight. They can't tie their shoe right. So they can come from the 5th dimension, be like that. You come from the 10th dimension, be like that. You can come from the Trillionth dimension and be just you think you know everything. Well, once again, you experience that. It doesn't mean it's an easy reality to experience. Far from it. So yes, in your next 5 to 10 years, you're going to more of an alien disclosure energy through your self-discovery. As you discover yourself, there's aliens here too. So you're unlocking yourselves. Of course, you've heard this over and over again. Some want it right away. But realize as much soul growth that many are ready to skip, fast forward through, and not even bother with. We understand that. We would do the same ourselves. But for our level, we can see other dimensions quite easily, but not always. Especially your world. Many of us forgot your world even existed once again. So as we were being tapped into to look at your world, it's like, oh yeah, that place again. Those people. Realize we are at a humanoid texture like yours. Well, we know each other more. You have we can combine souls basically very easily. And lovemaking can go for weeks, years, months, but usually we don't. Depends on which world you're on. It's not that important. But basically the idea is who can you merge with? Who can you learn from? And it's kind of like having 3 heads, but you only have one. Is you're getting different perspectives. It's like having friends, but they're connected to you. Now you work as one consciousness, but it's like having spirit guides, but it's a lot more interconnected. Obviously in your reality it's like, what the hell are you talking about? But in our reality it's quite normal. Many don't want to go to that. It's not every world that does this, but it is common. As who you're going to connect with. It's like if you want to be part of Albert Einstein's connection and Sir Isaac Newton. And you bring both those energies. Now, those two connecting might not be always the best because they're always arguing, disagreeing with each other, but we're just going to put that for example. Usually it's 3 souls together. You combine as one consciousness, and you usually operate through one, but of course you get messages from the others just like you get from your guides and your thinking. So one's kind of like the main person, and the others are along for the ride. But you do, like, all of a sudden you're really good at cooking. All of a sudden you're good at mathematics. That's because those souls combined with you. Now, what's the purpose of that? It's just a way of how we operate. It's a little bit difficult to bring. Now I realize not everyone's doing this. But we also part of the fragments of worlds being developed like it's nothing. Of course, you're developing it here, but our reality, we see it as being grown and being birthed second by second. The millions you see it also, our world, we see it faster. In our reality, we see it faster. And we see all the dimensions, the ones we want to see, and we grow within them. So with your world, why this planet? Yes, is to heal the reptilian vibrations that are causing difficulties, but it's much more. Bring a lot of beings closer to a reptilian perspective. Many beings stay away from reptilians. No, now you brought them all together. And you locked the door and threw away the key. Now you have to deal with these beings. As many of you are in families right now, it's like, why am I with these people? So you can see it's also a gift from the higher dimensions that saw this was a necessity to lock you up with. We're going to use lock you up because that's usually, as many of you feel like you're in prison, even in growing up at home. You go from one prison to anyway. We're just using that for. You can use whatever you want. But yes, the family dynamic is basically. We found a way for you to learn differently from the higher dimensions. Of course, you can't do it from our dimensions, but we can see things, and we send that vibration through the lower dimensions. Not that you're lower than us, but we send it down to where it can be accomplished. Third dimensions, one, there's others, of course. But this one's the most hardest, of course. But realize the higher dimensions are, not me particularly, but others are caring for your planet to keep you alive. Keep it going. No matter what, no matter how many people wanted to blow this planet up, what I guess, let's just end it all. We have had enough. We hear that every day, especially right now. But that's when the soul is really in its growth patterns. Many might have difficulties with us, we quite understand. But this role is necessary, basically put you in an environment which feels like you're not growing, but you're actually growing, yes, to push you into a new direction. Families there, friends are there to push you into a new direction. You might have a negative reaction to something, but it's to help you grow and invent, bring out a new talent, get fired from a job, create a new talent. You're always creating more talents than you realize. Sometimes some of you are spiritually shut down, and so you're in a crummy environment to open your powers back up. And the only way to do that is to go in the ringer, basically. You'd be surprised how many have been shut down when they came to this planet. Because first off, the beings here knew you were coming, so they made sure you were shut down through your chakras, through your growing up. But as you activate yourself, some of you don't want to activate too much because you are sun energy yourself. Many of you are powerful vibrations. Many of you realize. Many of you also realize it's just with a thought you can create a garden, create a waterfall, even bring in a new sun from another dimension, just with thoughts. We know who you are. You're all master creators. You have to just believe it. Yes, it's under the sand. It's done on purpose. We're healing a lot of alien beings. You're not just healing yourselves. It's basically kind of, humanity got stupid, but not really. It's like you shut yourselves down, yourselves, so as beings can come out of the dark. They don't realize they were kind of, I wouldn't call it tricked, but in some ways they were. To be brought closer to your planet. So, I mean, it's like you have these teachers in your universe, but they don't always want to teach. So you found a way to make it work. And this world is part of that. It's like you have all these great teachers, such as Syrians, Palladians, reptilian beings. So this world is invented, will attract them here. And now you have your teachers here, and then you quarantine it down as you forgot everything. All done by design, of course. Your elite are just there as I don't realize many. Yes, there are alien. Yes, all your governments is all alien. It's all basically they're all mirrored to other planets. All your government agencies are all mirrored to other worlds, not just one, several. So if you think your government's watching you, what worlds are watching you? Ever think about that? Not that it matters. But as you go into your awakened state, your spiritual state, as many wish not to on this planet, because the material world is just more exciting. And you're here to be a shut down human, you might as well make the best of it while you can. But as many of you are open up to the higher dimensions, yes, you all come from the 6th, 7th, 8th dimension. And you're here to open up an old world that's been, yes, it's like a treasured planet. It's like it's been undersea, underwater, under the seabed, and you pulling it out. Of course everyone's going to be stuck in their old ways. I mean, you're here to shake things up, correct? Bringing out new ideas, not to scare anyone. Any new idea is going to be scary. You can say, I'm going to give you a hug. This person's never had a hug in 200 years. Of course they're going to be scared of that. Reconnecting humans to their old alien origins? What the hell is that about? It's like when you're in an environment that you're used to forever, for 2,000 years, because even if many of them are incarnated here recently, they can still download 2,000 years of knowledge. It's like, oh, I'll just read the Bible and love Jesus and everything will be fine. So there's idea systems, as many of you are healing, but not easily. Yes, you all have challenges on all different levels. Basically, our reality, yes, is a microscope into your world. We have scientists, we have beings that see your world very, very clearly. And we send alien beings and angel beings, whatever it might be, to bring assistance. Now, are we better than you? No. We're at a different consciousness. Basically, for us, it's like if one dimension can't see you clearly, there'll always be another one that will. And not all dimensions are there to see you forever. Not all worlds, consciousness are there to watch over your planet forever. We move on. That's our warning. That world's gone, another one created. Oh, look, we found this place called Earth, and we found these artifacts on this other planet, and this Earth is like, what is this place? Even the higher dimensions forget. We're only here for a specific task as you are. It's slow here. Of course. Time is made because details are not always seen in the higher realms. Time is the details of yourself, which can be the worst, isn't it? He's like, I have all this time to myself. That's the worst thing that can ever happen to me. Of course, many are going to be miserable with that. Now, when you get busy into new things once you make peace with yourself, time goes fast. So what is it that's making the world boring? It's not that it's going to be always exciting, but there's a reason why it's boring. What is it about yourself that can make life more exciting? What am I missing? And you probably have blockage after blockage after blockage. Because some don't always want to see what truly is. It's not always aliens. You're all basically aliens. Some of you are reincarnated rocks. Some of you are reincarnated sand. Some of you are reincarnated water. Let you sit with that one for a little bit. Some of you are reincarnated molecules. I'm just a molecule, and now I'm this. Some of you were DNA. Just DNA. Just DNA. And now you're a human. Talk about an upgrade. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Some would say DNA is more advanced than any type of physical existence, but either way. Well, because DNA is part of your existence, right? Is that some beings would say that's more important than any human or any animal or any plant. The DNA makes everything. So you think you have racism problems on your planet right now? Yeah, if you're being told off by DNA itself, you know you're in a very bizarre reality. Welcome to the Trillionth dimension. Yeah, if you have DNA, you have a conversation with DNA. Let us know. Send us a card. Yeah, send us a mental note. Some of you, yes, each one of you, yeah, your DNA is expanded. Yes, your DNA itself has consciousness. You have consciousness. Your body has consciousness. Your skull has consciousness. It's all connected to you. So yeah, now you experience as a life as a body, as skin, as blood, as a skull, a skeleton. You have experience with all these things. I mean, you go cross over into your spirit realms, wherever you end up, and you get to do a life review of all that. Some of you might do a life review right after you have a little conversation here. It's like, oh. And if you see DNA argue with you, well, we warned you. Well, if some of you are wondering, you can expand on it, you can do this with it, and that's why some of you become part of geneticists, because you have a conversation with it. Some people have a conversation with Apple, like what Sir Isaac Newton did, and some have a conversation with DNA. So, in our reality, yes, there is a lot of AI robotic systems also at highly advanced levels that can't be fully explained here, or if it even matters. Is basically some are seen as more superior, yes, than humans or any species for that matter. There are realities where it does exist. In our reality, mostly in ours, but there's others. But we'll just explain ours for right now, so you don't have to worry about it happening anytime soon. You have enough to worry about as it is. Yeah, but in our time, there is very advanced beings that just, yes, want to get rid of any type of being as you are. Animals, for that matter, too. Get rid of all of it. So we have our problems also. We don't go into it. They look at your plants as more as like robotic plants. Is what they're used to. Of course, yours is robotic in a different way. So, as your high vibrational essence awakens, you're going to see consciousness from not just fourth, fifth, but it's going to thousands, 10,000s, etc. are going to open up. Because many of you feel home on higher levels than fourth and fifth. For some of you, fourth and fifth is not cutting it. There's something more, because there is. That's why we're here. We're here to just open those channels up. You can decipher it however you wish. That's up to you. Everyone's going to... This is like an introduction, which isn't much of an introduction. It's such an introduction, it's not telling you much of anything. Because, well, from the thousands. We're from the trillionth dimension. What are we going to say? We don't have to wear shoes. We don't have to worry about, our body odor. We got other problems. We're not going to bring them here. Well, we kind of did already about the robotic connections we have. Yes, they're pretty heavy. It gets, robotic gods. Just, I wouldn't call it a war, but it is there's no words here. Once again, yes, as you shift out of the third dimension reality, new colors will be brought into your world. So when new colors start being brought in, a color can heal low vibrational intentions. Just a color. Eventually that'll come into your point. Your oceans can change this color. Not likely anytime soon. But it can. Trees can change this color. I'm not going to say what color it is, because you'll find out for yourselves. And you'll just feel nature is more vibrant than it was before. The low energies of this earth cannot consume the air here anymore. Not that they're bad. I mean, yes, they might be low vibrations, but they still have purpose. But this world is running out. It's just their timeline here is coming to an end. So many find difficulty. Many have difficulties on many levels, we understand. Love relationships. Yes, many sabotage the love relationship instead of let it grow. I understand that. Much grow is good, no doubt. It's better. It's more fun with drama than no drama at all. We understand that. And some always want things they don't have. We understand that, but that doesn't mean you can't attract it if you truly want it. It doesn't mean it has to be material. It can be a power and ability. Some of you will learn how to fly. Eventually, I don't think your consciousness is ready for flying people just yet. Your Garthian people fly all the time. And when you think of flying, that probably means there's a flying person around you. Just to let you know. If you think of dragons, that means there's a dragon here. If you think of the Men in Black are around you. If you think of SpaceX, SpaceX is around you. What they're doing is that means you're connected to an astral in some shape or form. Yes, you came here with you basically, as a consciousness, you grabbed a little bit of everybody in your universe and brought them here. Now, did they know about it? Not necessarily. Did they know that you were involved with that? Not necessarily, no. Astrally, at a higher astral level, you brought many of them here. Just to put it out there. Notice how there's a lot of different types of insects. Some new insects are coming in. Is because it's still going on. At least through the insect kingdom. Now, if you have eventually, well, you won't have dragons anytime soon in the physical, but in due time. If you had a different type of lion, maybe even bear energies, when those start to shift, you know your fourth dimension is in full gear. When you start changing colors, when everything starts to change color, you know you're in a new earth environment. Are you in the early stages? You're here to mix things up right now. Very early stages, shifting your... Many are still holding on to, yes, video games and old things, which to them is excitement, the best thing in the world. It's like ice cream every day. But many of you, it's just not going to cut it. Yes, to heal the government agencies and let them go. And healing the government agencies is basically locked into the human consciousness. Many of you astrally, some of you, go there astrally to heal these government yes. Open up the doors, allow the secrets to release. So some of you are part of these leaks, government leaks, Snowden. Of course, that's kind of watered down, but we're just giving that for example. Yeah, some of you astrally are more part of... You come off as normal here, but many of you are doing a lot of sophisticated things in astral, but you come here as a physical human, like, I don't know what you're talking about. How clever. Some of you are aware of it, what you're doing, but others are like, I don't know what are you talking about? You're that shut off. Because you have to be. It's like sometimes it's better just you don't know anything. But many of you are involved with government leaks, looking at UFO information, whatever it might be. And you play stupid in this reality for good reason. It is kind of like a secret identity type of thing going on here. If you only knew. In astral, yes, you're the superhero, leaking this, opening this door, fighting reptilians, doing this and that. And you come back in human, just, oh, how's it going? Yeah, my favorite meal of the day is lunch. And watching sports, and that's it. Look, heck, we know who you are. But do you know if you're one of these people? Yeah, your secret is safe with us. So, alright, we'll send you energies into unlocking the Earth's vibrations. Yes, the Star Trek reality, you are going into it. Now, the Star Wars reality is more of like a open freedom reality, which you're not quite there yet, but eventually you will. Basically, you can just jump on a ship and fly off. Your world is more controlled on that regard, but eventually, yeah, there's two sides. The Star Trek is like, do you have clearance to fly your ship? Yes, I got paperwork. I did as a flew like 5 ships. Alright, that's more control. Star Wars, you just get in a ship and just fly. 2 different realities on one planet. You're welcome. So it shows you how different your people are here. Your Star Wars people more free. Star Trek is more Government doesn't make it bad, but it's a different experience altogether. Some would rather be more free, but there's a price to that. There's a price to both. But it shows why those two exist in your reality. One talks about psychic ability. Yes, because Star Wars is more open. It talks about psychic ability. It talks about telekinesis because it's open. You jump up in a spaceship and fly wherever you want. Fly all over in a big circle, whatever the hell you want to do. Star Trek, you can't do that. You have some people with psychic abilities, but it's only like one person. And they're talking about their emotions all day. So, soul growth on different levels. Alright, blessings to you.